Hey everybody, gonna talk today about the garden. If you watched last year, I did several videos on my garden and gonna show you some different things I'm gonna try this year. Maybe give you some ideas to experiment and have fun outside. Alright, so over here is where I had a bunch of strawberries last year. And the plan for this spot, I also had some greens and planned to have spinach and kale and lettuce spanning this whole spot. Over to here, got a few more of those strawberries left, and so we'll kind of see what they do. Man, they grow like weeds here, so they got a good spot. Over here is the onion patch and some turnips still left over from the winter crop and from last year. Gonna clean those out and plant some more stuff here later on this year. Back here is gonna be another spot for greens, beets and radishes and lettuce and kale and all that type of stuff, salad greens. Over here, trying to keep some compost going with all the grass clippings here. This is going to be a good spot. It's nice and hot, good for the tomatoes and for the peppers. Plan to continue those. And then over here, I've tried something new. This is 2 different spots of potatoes. Now, I was learning some different things about some easy ways to plant potatoes. Also got them in a couple pots over there. And one of these ways is to basically do very little tilling. Once the potato plants come up, I'll weed eat real good when they just barely break the surface to get rid of the grass, and then use either straw or grass clippings to create a really heavy mulch around them and continue to build. And you should have potatoes that grow almost on top of the ground. So going to try that this year. Excited to see how that's going to turn out. It's a lot simpler way too to plant them if it works. Up here along the fence line, I got a bunch of peas. You can see some of the peas already breaking up there. Hopefully they're going to trellis up along the fence is my plan here. And then here's all those strawberries from where they were last year. They're planted here where they'll probably get some more sun and hopefully be able to spread out more. Then we come to a blackberry bush. I think this is going to be a good spot for it, so transplanted one of the blackberries. Hopefully that'll spread out. There's some parsley from last year and some plants, some flowers right there from last year. Going to try to get a patch of lavender here. There's some different things you can do with that, plus it attracts the bugs that are good for the garden. This here will be a patch of flowers. Nothing too much has come up yet. There's a little bit, if you look real closely, a little bit of the flowers are coming up, but it won't be long. Over here will be some other stuff, probably some melons. It gets some pretty good sun, so excited for that. Hoping to trellis it up the fence here a little bit, as well as bring it out on the hill, because this is on a little bit of an incline, if you can kind of see that. So hopefully it'll work out well. Believe we got a little bit of mint here. Once that springs up, I'll transplant that to the new mint section. And over here is going to be some more places when some seedlings are ready to plant. And rosebush. Move the rosebush here to where it can really spread out and flower. So if we go back over to the front of the house where there were a lot of sunflowers last year, right here in front is going to be a mint section. So here's some mint that was transplanted. Spearmint and peppermint, good for the teas. These are some plants that came up, I believe, from my winter planting. Not exactly sure what they are. It may be mustard. Gonna kind of let them grow right now and then see what to do with them. Plan to fill this in with more mint, the empty spots. There's gonna be chamomile here. Gonna try to learn how to make chamomile tea from the actual plant, and then continue to get more mint all the way along here. I've scattered some seeds. We'll see how they do, and have transplanted another mint plant right there if you look closely. The trees have been doing pretty good. The maple tree is coming up pretty well. Over here, this is probably going to be another spot for some more melons like last year. They did pretty well here. There, if you look real closely, is a beet that survived from last year. I don't like eating the beets, but I enjoy getting the greens off of them. The citronella plant has not perked back up yet. I'm hoping that that's going to perk back up here from having its winter decomposition. Then right here is another one of those new strategies I'm trying. Took the weed eater today and weed eated down to the dirt, almost a very light tilling, And the plan here is going to be to plant corn. And so I already got the seedlings inside. They're doing pretty well for the corn, and hopefully they're going to do well there. Then over here is the blackberry patch. I probably cut almost 40 to 50% off here, close to half of that was cut off to thin them because they really grew out last year. And then what you can see, if I can kind of stand back here, maybe you can see it on the camera, is I've woven a lot of the blackberry plants together to kind of create a bowl shape, almost a hedge, and hopefully it's gonna do a lot better, because as you can see here, you got berries from last year that, because the plant was so spread out, you couldn't really harvest. And so we're looking forward to that, and to these continuing to do well on this nice sunny spot. So that's the garden update so far, and looking forward to see how it turns out.